exactly for that direct engagement, and that ended up a little bit disgusting for Matterhorn. But no matter, we are getting into game number 2. It's going to be on Frost. Spawning in the bottom left in yellow. It is our Zerg player from Composited as LVMatterhorn. And in the bottom right in blue from Team Unrivaled. It is their current captain, ViTaL. So, another relatively... Okay, this is a big map. This isn't a relatively big map. This is a big map. Compared to Merry-Go-Round is kind of a relatively big map. It's large just because the layout of it. I don't think ViTAL's going to play any bit different than he did in the last game. He doesn't have a reason to, really. Surely he wants his first attack to actually do some damage this time. But it looks like he's going to be going for this same kind of a gateway expand. And after that, we'll just have to see what players decide to do with that. No early pools, no early gateways, at least just yet. Matterhorn will be scouting. ViTAL second here. I'm not sure why you send the first Overlord north and the second Overlord to the right there. So I don't know. I've always heard that it's wiser to send your first Overlord away from natural and send the second Overlord through the natural. So if there is like a proxy 2 gate, you're going to scout it. But this is a 4-player map, so it's not as big of a deal. And I don't think... Okay, I'm not sure. I don't think ViTAL is that cheesy of a player. He may be. He may very well be a cheesy player, but especially on this map with a 1-0 lead, there's no real need to do it. Then again, we just saw Matt the Cat win with the 2 gate, so it is possible. But Matterhorn choosing I guess a wiser map for his play style, going for this humongous open map. Well, I say it's his map choice, but I'm actually not even certain how maps were done here, so we'll have to see what happens with this. As it stands, ViTAL just setting up the same exact way he did last game. Matterhorn going for a much quicker gas this game, so he's going to have speed very, very quickly. I think upon seeing the gateway expand out of ViTAL last game, he's probably going to expect either a Nexus first this game, since this is such a huge map, or the same kind of gateway expand with absolutely no units to begin with. And without any units, it's a little bit difficult to hold off a lot of speedlings. The first 4 lings are already on the way. They will find out where ViTAL is pretty soon. I'm not sure. This Overlord should get in and see some of this base before those lings are too far across the map. They're definitely going to go, I imagine, over to this area. They're ready to go across, but they'll figure it out eventually and go to the right area. ViTAL is going to be trying to expand, but 4 lings done already, 2 more in the way. Speed is already on the way. Matterhorn hasn't even pulled off gas completely yet. He still has 2 guys in gas. Has not expanded either, so he's definitely looking to get a little bit ballsy with his first few lings here. He is throwing down this natural expansion now, but when the Zerg's natural expansion comes down after the Protosses, that's kind of scary, especially when the Protoss did go Nexus first. The Mothership Core is going to come out, but what's it going to really be able to do against a lot of lings? Luckily for ViTAL, all of these lings are up in the cross position for the most part, but there are 10 of them. It's going to be really difficult to hold off this natural base and not lose, something in multiple locations. No units are yet being made here by ViTAL, and there's a lot of lings that are about to be showing up at his doorstep. Speed isn't quite finished yet, but it's going to be finishing up really, really soon, so any sort of reinforcements are going to be really quick to get across the map. Mothership Core is going to start picking away at these, but nice little bit of micro here from Matterhorn, trying to get away the hurt lings, but at the very least, he's going to get this pylon, and he may even be able to at least try to cancel this Nexus. Wisely, ViTAL does wall off his entire main, so now these lings are stuck in the natural base. There's no real reason to go for that. This Mothership Core will be able to fend off. It's not enough lings to really make this give canceled. So ViTAL is a-okay for the time being. Had Matterhorn flooded a ton of lings behind this, there's a distinct possibility that he could have continued with that aggression and forced the cancel on that Nexus before this Mothership Core had an overcharge available. As it stands, Matterhorn is going to stay back home, get his 3rd hatchery up very, very quickly here. He's still sitting on gas though. He does have a Roach Warren on the way as well, so he's going to be able to use this gas pretty easily. And Link's popping in again, going for yet another pylon. Going to try to get this pylon. That's going to be a bit of an annoyance as well, but now some of these probes could get focused down. So that's 2 pylons lost for the cost of 7 lings. So it's almost even. It's almost even. 200 resources lost, plus the 25 from having to cancel this pylon from his main, or that little wall off. But lanes are going to try to get into the main. Oh, never mind. I thought they were going to try to get into the main base and scout out. But there's an Overlord there. Hi, Overlord. Overlord, go. This Overlord just needs to go and figure out that there's a Twilight Council here, and actually looks like it could be a DT shrine. Okay, no. This probe looked like he was going to make a DT shrine, but he decided against it. So it's going to go Blink instead, which is a kind of an interesting choice at this point. Adding in a couple more gateways is vital. No forges down just yet. I imagine this next building is going to be a forge from him, so he can start getting some upgrades. Indeed, it is going to be a forge, so he's going to be able to have Blink. He's going to be able to get into +1 and or +2 relatively soon, and still, this Overlord, just chilling. Doesn't see really anything. Wisely, vital, waiting for a few more warp-ins before he actually goes against that Overlord. The Overlord is now not going to be anything. It's not going to actually be able to see that this Twilight Council was being made. Had Matterhorn just realized he had that there, he would have been much happier, to say the least. Scouting Phoenix moving across the map here for Vital. Gonna check out what's going on in the main base. Lair is about to finish up. Actually, Lair did just finish up here. We do have Roach Speed on the way. No upgrades just yet coming out of Matterhorn. He's only on the 2 gases at the time. He's got a decent amount of drones at the moment, but not really a huge lead here for our Cirque player. He is on 3 bases. He's got the chance to make a ton of drones, but instead he's making 6 roaches right now. Looks like he's going to be powering out a lot of roaches. There is no robo facility or anything like that, so it's just going to be a bunch of gateway units, but that's a good number of sentries. The Mothership Core is somewhere. Mothership Core, where are you? There you are. Oh, Mothership Core. So we do have the overcharge available to go against these roaches, but it looks like these roaches may have just been a little bit for defense, because it was 14 more drones that got made after that, as well as a Hydra Den. Another gas has been taken as well, but still no upgrades. No upgrades being made just yet out of Matterhorn. So he's going to be behind in upgrades for a little while, but if he does decide to add on some more gases somewhat soon, he's going to be able to get a lot of gas very quickly and go for that kind of double upgrade sort of style. Vital's probe just peeking through, saying, hey guys, what's up? Just wanted to see if this was here or not, and it is. Vital taking his 3rd base as well, and going for a Templar Archives very quickly. So whether he's going for it's a quicker Storm, which is probably a possibility. He saw a bunch of Hydras last game, and Storm does pretty well against Hydras, and he also saw all of those Metalisks that Matterhorn was attempting to use. So Storm is also going to fare well against that. I mean, Archons are never a bad choice. This is if you have the gas to use it or not, and there's not really a lot of gas on the field right now for Vital. He is getting his 3rd base up, so he will be taking those extra 2 gases somewhat soon, but still, it's going to be a little while. These are the laziest roaches ever. You need to move a little bit, and you're going to catch a pylon. I guess for now they're not going to do anything. There's another pylon on the map for Vital. If there was a base here, and actually there is another one too. So he's got Vital has some decent information from his pylons, just seeing that there is no base at this location, or knowing that the extra base is over here for Matterhorn, and with this secondary pylon up here for warp-ins later at a later point, he's going to be able to harass just a little bit. So. Storm on the way, +2 on the way for our Protoss player, +1/+1 is on the way for Matterhorn. He's got Roach, the range for the Roach is on the way. I think he has speed done already. He does have speed done already, right? Yes, Muscular Arguments is right there. And now Matterhorn is looking like he's probably just going to start adding in a ton of units and just kind of power through with this massive army of 1/1 Roach Hydra. And without a robo facility, he's going to have Storm, which is going to be nice, but how many Storms is he really going to have? He's going to have 4, probably really at max, he's going to have 4 or 5, which is really not going to really cut it against the amount of Zerg that's going to be at his base here in just a moment. He's going to have an overcharge available, but the overcharge is going to take a while to get there. This army is on top of everything now. The cannon is dead already immediately. This base gets sniped off very quickly, but it's going to be going for a lot of probes. And actually, Matterhorn is putting himself in kind of an awkward position where he could get trapped very easily within those 4 fields. But He's going to scoot on out of there, take a lot of damage on this Nexus. Actually, he has a good chance of killing that with no overcharge either. This Nexus was basically completely useless. Now there's just a lot of naked army units over here for ViTaL. He's going to chase away that army for now. Matterhorn has another little bit of reinforcings over at the left. He could have come in and pincered that. As it stands, he's doing a lot of really nice focusing, takes out a good number of those sentries, and ViTaL dropped in supply really heavily there. 140 to 101 supply here in favor of the Zerg player. Third base is dead for ViTaL. Fourth base is already up and completed here for Matterhorn. There's nothing being warped in just yet over at any of these proxies. He doesn't really have the chance to. He needs to keep all of his economy and army back home so he can actually defend and survive against this. This base is going to be very, very difficult to actually get up. It's going to be difficult for ViTaL to find a way to do this, and even Matterhorn is going to try to force this engagement, and it does not want to go up this ramp. He'll get force fielded off, and not to mention all these storms. ViTaL trying to bait Matterhorn into these storms, but I don't think Matterhorn's going to fall for it, at least not that easy. Another base gets canceled here. Storm's going to happen. No, that's definitely going to happen now. Oh, Lord, ViTaL storm. Two storms go down, but they overlap on each other, and not even getting any of these extra storms off, having to turn that into an Archon. A little bit of miss micro there out of our Protoss player, and Matterhorn taking more of a lead. The last lone sentry here for ViTaL. Force fielding off, just kind of biding some time, but now we're at 153 supply to 89. 16 more hiders in production that will be joining this army. It is going to take a while. There isn't too much creep to connect this area, but Matterhorn is in a very, very nice position now, checking to see if there's an extra base over at this location. There is not right now at the least. And now ViTAL's stuck in a very awkward position where he doesn't have really the gas income to really make much of anything. He doesn't have charge even. So this is going to be difficult to hold off. Matterhorn pushing in here only has +1/1, not even waiting for 2/2, and actually losing a lot of his army, just throwing away a lot of his army. It's like, hey ViTAL, I heard you're down supply a little bit. Have some of my army, no problem, right? Matterhorn does snipe off one more of those beefy immortals. They do have +2, which is nice for ViTAL. And yeah, it's kind of not waiting for that extra upgrade to kick in for Matterhorn, not to mention all of his reinforcements to actually get over there. Just getting a little bit antsy, wanting to attack before he was actually in a spot to attack. But still, he is in a very nice position. 80 workers to 47 right now. That income tab is absolutely ridiculously in favor of Matterhorn. It's looking like he's poised to take this game, poised to take this into the ace match, go to set 3. It's just kind of a matter of time before he's able to do so. Matterhorn's killed off 13 workers so far in this game. A little bit of a warping over here, but again, these also don't even have charge. They do have +2, so they're pretty strong. But now Matterhorn should. Okay, Matterhorn, you got to realize if you get, yeah, there you go. He's gonna go find this pylon now. If you get a warp in, you got to go find the pylon, so it stops happening. Even so, there's this probe still up here. Another pylon is waiting and ready. Third base may finally actually get up once again here for ViTAL, but he's got a lot of probes to make up. And there's not a whole lot left in his main base in terms of mining, and the natural base is running low as well, about halfway through that natural base. Even a spire being added on by Matterhorn, so he's going to be pretty happy about everything. Yeah, he must be. You know, you get into the situation where you're fairly far ahead. You have a good chance of taking this game. You kind of wait until you are maxed out, and it kind of looks like that's going to be the situation here. Actually, even he went up to high. He's getting 3/3 on the way as well. The Spire will be finishing up in a little while, but really not too much of a need for it. There's kind of a point where Matterhorn could just kind of slam down the R and H key and move across the map and take ViTAL out eventually. The longer this game goes on, however, the more that ViTAL is going to have of a chance to actually get back in this. He just canceled a base, which is very nice. The drone did stay alive, so it's going to be able to get back over there and take that hatchery once again. And now Matterhorn is just kind of taking his entire half of this map. And at the same time, he's going to set up a little bit of counter, send some of the roaches over to the third base. And I imagine he's probably going to attack into what will be the likely fourth base location down here at the bottom. And also at the same time with these roaches, able to check out and see that there isn't a base up here. Still just such a difficult time for Matterhorn, for ViTAL, to actually get too much work done. Roaches about to swing in. Are they seen yet? They have not been seen just yet. Matterhorn probably going to want to get most of his army actually in one location. Dealing with some of the warp ends here. He's finally found this probe out. Wants to kill that off. It's a good number of Zealots that were warped in, and they still do not have charge, however, so it's going to be a bit of an annoyance to do really much of anything to it. Meanwhile, the roaches over near ViTaL's third base got shooed away. I don't think they did too much damage. I think maybe one more worker got killed, but that was the worker that was over here, so not really a worker kill. Matterhorn's starting to add in some static defense, so these Warpins are going to do less and less damage as the game goes on. Definitely keeping Matterhorn back home is vital, so that's a nice little win for him, being able to see what is going on everywhere and keeping his opponent back and not actually attacking him. He's been able to kind of get a little bit more in the terms of economy rolling. He's up to 54 workers once again. He's added on 14 more workers. He's adding on 3 workers at a time, trying to saturate this third base. But once he saturates the third base, the main base is mined out. So he's still stuck on 2 bases of mining, which is definitely a problem for him right now. Meanwhile, Matterhorn is trying to finish up these Warpins, finally finding out this final pylon here. There's a good number of Spine Colors here, but these Zealots are going to be able to take out the base, which is a little bit of a nice victory. But there are just so many bases all over the place for our Zerg player. He's going to be able to deal with that pretty much no problem. Zealots are going to walk into this another base here. Probably going to take that one out as well. So ViTaL, despite everything that's been happening to him, he's doing what he can with as few units as possible. However, this push is coming across the map now. He does have 3/3. It's only +3/+1 now. There's even some Corruptors here. The Corruptors aren't going to be able to do anything. Greater Spire is halfway finished here for Matterhorn, but that's going to be a lot of storms happening, and really the storms could turn this fight pretty well. A decent amount of dodging here. Most of that right flank had to keep moving through the storms, and a lot of Matterhorn's army just completely melted, and so much of this army is in the Corruptors, actually. So ViTaL, despite it all, is going to take a really, really nice victory for that, but that is a ton. That is a lot. That's a lot of Corruptors. Greater Spire is finishing up, and a lot of those Corruptors are likely going to be turning into Broodlords, and there's not really much of an answer for the Broodlords right now. There's a good number of Blinkstalkers, and there aren't really any Infestors or anything, so Blinkstalkers are going to be able to get underneath the Broodlords if he does decide to make that. As it stands, Matterhorn is trying to do what he can with just all of these Hydralisks, but ViTaL somehow keeping himself in this game. Once again, if you let your opponent back into the game, they're going to take advantage of it. That's exactly what ViTaL has done so far. Just biding his time and waiting and letting his opponent make the mistakes, which is all he really needed to do. Another engagement coming in here, and this is a lot of army. 130 army supply to 85, and still these Corruptors are here. They're not doing really anything, not even spewing their goo all over the army. There's a few Templar back there. They do have a few storms, but I think he's waiting until the army gets a little bit more clumped up to actually use them. He's going to be able to use a couple really good storms, really nice storms going down, but Matterhorn's going to just micro out of that, and with 3/3, these Hydras are pretty wimpy, but still going to survive against those storms. Now there's only one storm left. He's going to try to use it. He does use it. That's one more nice storm. 3 Broodlords. Kind of limping across the map here with absolutely no actual support. This is kind of, I don't know. I guess, well, it works. It's just kind of a math situation where I've got a lot more than you. There's nothing you can do about it. Sorry. So Matterhorn evens that up. It's 1-1 currently in this series. Going to go into the rubber match.